Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hey, I'm Chantal, and almost 2 years ago I opened my own little art gallery and decided to pursue art, and today I wanted to make a video on why I didn't attend art school, what I think I'm missing out on, and what I think I've learned without art school. And all the while I am going to paint a beautiful whimsical watercolor fairy painting. So let's dive straight in. When I first worked in hospitality during my gap year, people always used to ask me what I was going to do after, or what my interests were, where I was going to study at university. I always replied that I didn't really know, but I showed them my art on my counter and said that that was my passion. They responded with, "Wow, you can do that, you can pursue art, you're so good and talented, you don't need to go to university for that." 2 years later, I opened my own little art gallery, and the amount of people that step into the studio and ask me whether I'm self-taught or trained, and after finding out that I'm completely self-taught, say, "Well, you should definitely consider going back to art school or attending university," explaining that I'm not going to succeed in this industry without attending uni or making those connections. The point of the story is that people will always be unhappy with whatever decision you make and will always have something to say about it, and in the end, the only person that can make the right decision is you. Today, I wanted to make a video about why I didn't attend art school, what I think I'm missing out on, and do I think it's worth it? Firstly, I just want to say that if I attended art school, I really don't think that I would be here today with my own art style and the knowledge I have about social media and being able to market myself. Secondly, attending college or university is really expensive, even if you don't have to pay it off straight away. Like in Australia, we have a HECS debt, and you pay a percentage of that debt off depending on how high your income is every year. And I remember looking at the art courses and degrees and realizing that by the end of 3 years, my debt would be around $40,000 or $50,000. Personally, that just really scared me, especially with there being no guarantee for a job hire afterwards. In my opinion, what I see lacking in my art life is the access to a variety of high quality and professional art tools and equipment. I don't have access to silk screening or a kiln or any of that high professional equipment. So if you're in art school, please try as many medias and subjects as possible, because in my opinion, that is what you're paying for. I really want to finish this piece today, guys. I think this painting has been sitting on my desk for like weeks, and I really want to finish it because I just feel so fulfilled when I paint watercolor, like above and beyond any other medium. When I paint watercolor, it makes me feel so happy, and I really want to finish this piece because I think it'll bring in a few commissions and more work. And I also would like to sell this original, so I really want to finish it. So we're going to do a lot of work on it today, guys. Let's go. But you might be like, hang on Chantal, what about the knowledge and skills that you learn at art school? I actually started a Bachelor of Arts with 2 introductory subjects that I took online, and I found that almost 80% of the lectures were pre-recorded, and all of the course material was very introductory. I mean, they were introductory courses, but I feel like there was a lot of fluff and stuff that I had already done before. Maybe it would have been different if I attended these classes in person, but I really believe that with the luxury of the internet, you can sign up to so many online free courses. There's so many YouTube tutorials. I mean, you have Skillshare now. You can sign up to so many people's Patreons and learn so much. There's also so much knowledge in books and putting your own practice to work. Whatever your interests are in art, there's an online course for it. You can look it up, you can search for it yourself, you can see what the reviews are, and there's so many. In the same way, if you're looking for professional advice, feedback, or critique on your work, immerse yourself in the art community. Whether that is online or in your local area, you'll be able to find mentors that use the same medium or have a similar art style, and they would love to critique your work and show their knowledge and skills that they've learnt and pass that on to the next generations of artists. There's sites now like Upwork and Fiverr that actually have art professors on there that do portfolio critiques at a student and professional level. So I really think that finding critique from professionals is not that hard to do outside of an art school setting. I just want to pop in here and say that my 2024 calendars are 40 to 60% off. So if you're looking for some magical art to keep you inspired, organized, motivated in the new year, you can find them in my shop. And at the end of the year, you can also chop all the heads off and have 13 art prints. Good morning, guys. It's another day. I finished the hair yesterday, or so I thought. However, when I was looking on it, I was like, something is wrong. Something is just a little bit off. So I asked on my Instagram stories to you guys if you could see what was wrong with it. And a lot of you guys replied, thank you so much. I love my little community. And you said, Chantal, the hair needs a little bit more contrast and shadows so you can differentiate like the darkest parts with the highlights. And I was like, yes, that is so true, looking at my reference photo and comparing it to my painting. So this morning we're going to fix up the hair by doing a little bit more shadows and like making the contrast a little bit more apparent, because I think that's the biggest thing, as well as just kind of smoothing out the disjointedness between the fringe and the hair. But otherwise, she's slaying. Anyway, I'm gonna give myself half an hour to do this. Let's go. Good morning, guys. It is another day. I have been working on the background of my fairy painting yesterday morning and this morning, and it's nearly finished. Apologies that I haven't really been filming much of the background process because it's so hard to capture it because I have to bend over. Anyway, this is it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna finish it today, which is really exciting. It's kind of giving Monet's Lily Garden. That's what the colors are in the background, and I love it. But it's not, it's Lily of the Valley. That's cool. Anyway, come along, let's finish it. Let's get on to the big topic of making money, making a living, galleries and connections. My internet friend Lily Rose was discussing this on one of her reels, and she said that for the first time in history, artists can make money and make a living without going through galleries, but appearing directly in front of the collectors themselves through social media. Whether you use YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, it is so easy now to create an online portfolio where people can find your art. Cue for the intermission before we continue this discussion. Good morning, guys. It is a new day. I have finished the fairy painting and I'm so pleased with it. Anyway, this is her. I used a lot of inspiration from a lot of artists that paint fairies as well, and I think that I've now found my style and what I want to continue incorporating in my own fairies and having my own signature style fairies, and a series maybe coming in the future. I'm so excited to start painting my own. I actually posted it on TikTok and one of them videos went a bit viral, and everybody was like, oh, you've unlocked a core childhood memory of mine. And I think that is what this painting was all about, just that specific memory of growing up with the belief and the curiosity of magic and fairies all around you. And the very realism of my portrait kind of represents reality, and that contrasts with the magical and the whimsicalness of the background of my painting. Anyway, that's what I wanted to achieve. Anyway, she is for sale, so if you'd like this original painting in your home to inspire you, it's in my shop. I'm not sure if it's still available because the time I edit and post this video, it might not be. It might be sold already, so apologies. You can have a commission if you love it that much. On another note, I purchased professional watercolors for the very first time. Tell me why I didn't do that sooner. Tell me why. I just bought myself a set of these, Windsor Newton. It was like $100 for this little baby set. Yeah, it was worth it because I've just started a commission painting of a beach here on Kangaroo Island. It looks so good with the professional watercolors. They are so much more pigmented. Like, I don't have to do nearly as many layers of color than I do with my student grade ones. Man, you're not ready for the art I'm about to create. Like, imagine, I'm thinking now, guys. Imagine if I painted all my pieces with professional watercolors. Imagine how good they would look. I guess we're ready for that children's book. I'm super excited to illustrate my children's book in the coming week. I've got the paper, I've got the board, I've got the paint. I am just finishing off a few projects before I start, and I'm going to be creating a YouTube video for every single page or spread that I paint, and it's going to be kind of like taking you through each page as we illustrate it. And they're going to be quite big paintings, like bigger than my fairy painting here, probably double or quadruple the size. So, you know, a lot of detail, a lot of magic. And I think my aim is that by the time I finish illustrating at the end of next year, that I would have gained a big enough audience to self-publish, and I'd like to sell 10,000 copies when I publish it. And that's a big goal, but I think it's achievable by the end of next year, you know? I think it's achievable. We'll see. I think that people sometimes get held up posting on social media because they think that going viral or getting a following is really impossible. It's hard. It's only the lucky do it, or they're camera shy, have anxiety. Well, guess what? So was I. I think the first 50 to 100 videos I didn't even talk to the camera, and I most definitely did not blow up overnight. It just takes a lot of practice and getting outside your comfort zone. The more that you post, the more that you'll learn and the more that you'll get outside your comfort zone. And I really think that if I had to choose between trying to get into prestigious art galleries or growing a social media following, the latter would actually be much easier. If you are looking to get into art galleries, I think that you really need a strong and professional portfolio of works. That is my advice and is what I've seen every single person get into a gallery with. And if you don't, do it yourself. Open up your own little art gallery, put on your own art exhibition, create your own opportunities. That is the motto that I live by. Hey guys, before I love and leave you, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my video. I also have a bit of an exciting announcement, and that is I am writing and illustrating my own children's book, and I created like the first episode and like teaser, and it went viral on Instagram, and I think in the last week alone I've gained like 17,000 new followers, which is kind of a scary thought because that's a lot of people following and watching my journey now. But that's what I wanted. So, I mean, I can't complain. But feel a bit of pressure, but I also feel very motivated to get going and illustrating this book. But in lieu of all the love and the questions you guys have given me, I have created a little Patreon, and there's little tiers. So if you want to support me in this journey, because I also work part-time jobs, then you can sign up to my Patreon. You can learn along the way with me. I'm going to be giving in-depth analyses and constructive feedback and critique on my own work, so you guys can understand why I illustrate it and why I write the way I write. And there's also something exciting called Fairy Mail, which I will be sending you guys a postcard, a sticker, and a collection of other things of a fairy of the month. It'll be all on theme of the fairy. This month, April, is the Star Fairy, and so if you'd like a little bit of magic in your mailbox, you can sign up to the last tier, and that also gives you all the other juicy goodness as well on the other tiers. So yeah, please go check out my Patreon. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, love you.